Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Sbahle Mkhize and this is my channel. If you're a regular liker, regular sharer, honey, thank you so much for clicking on this video once again. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. My regulars came for me in my previous video because I forgot to say regular liker, regular sharer, honey. So since it's a show. Okay, and if you're new here today, welcome to my channel. Please click that subscribe button so that you don't miss another video by me, and so you can join the regular likers, regular sharers. Okay guys, so as you can see by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about the top mistakes that I made when I was planning to move to China, or rather to move abroad. This video I wanted to do because you guys see, this video I wanted to do because you guys see, the final product. You guys see me living my best life here, having a good time, but there were some huge mistakes that I made in the beginning, and that, that was behind the curtains. That's the stuff that you don't see. So I really wanted to do a video to just share some points and share some mistakes that I made, in hopes that can help you, if you're planning to move abroad, to not make the same mistakes and to kind of learn from my mistake. Mistake number one was that I didn't set up my international banking app. So this was a mistake that I made in the initial stages. I didn't notify my bank soon enough so that I could get help with setting up my banking app with my South African bank account. This became so difficult when I wanted to transfer money back and do things, pay my bills, pay my loans, because I didn't have that set up and I couldn't do it. So I had to actually make phone calls abroad, make international phone calls to South Africa to set that up, and that cost me so much money. So I think it's so important to do all of that in the beginning stages, to set everything up so that you ensure that when you're trying to make any transactions with your South African or other native country bank app, you can do that from wherever you are in the world. So mistake number two was that I did not have sufficient fundings. Now, when I came to China, I only had 5,000 rands, or less than 5,000 rands, which is about 2,500 RMB. That was nothing, because there needed to be deposits paid for moving into my apartment. There had to be transport, food, things that I had to pay for my first month here. And I had to loan money, I had to just make means, and that just was so difficult, because it's like you're working backwards, you know what I mean? So I was desperate to get out of South Africa, guys. Like, I was desperate. I just wanted to go. I didn't think about the repercussions. I didn't think about the sacrifices that had to be made. I didn't think about that. I didn't plan. And that was something that did halter my progress in the first year, in terms of savings, in terms of things that I wanted to do. I had to really hold back and take care of all the loans and the debts that I had. So if you can start planning, if you're trying to move abroad in the next year or two, make sure you have sufficient savings. Make sure that you're setting aside money to enable you to have a good capital or good start-up amount when you arrive in that country, because it just makes it easier also, so that you're not moving backwards and you're able to kind of enjoy and be in the moment and not think about finances. Mistake number three was that I didn't do the research in terms of finding out what to expect as a black woman living in China. I'll be honest, at the time, guys, I was just like, I just want to get out. I know that it's gonna be better than what I was living. I didn't think about the cultural shocks, the cultural differences, how people would perceive me as a black woman coming into an Asian country. I knew that China was very forward, not even forward, but very techno savvy. They had all this wonderful technology, but I didn't know how naive and backward thinking they were when it came to different cultures and different people from different places all over the world. So their social maturity is very, very low. So it was very clear to me that I should have probably read up a bit more, watched some YouTube videos. To be fair, at the time, there wasn't a lot of content around that, but I mean, I could have asked around, I could have asked in groups, I could have reached out to people that I knew that were here. but I didn't. I just wanted to get out. I was desperate. And so I think that also was something that was a weakness, because being so desperate, you kind of don't prepare. You kind of just think, okay, I just need to get out. And it's so important to pause and really see and do the research. The language barrier was a huge thing in the beginning. That was, for me, something that I did try to not take to heart. When I found myself in overwhelming situations where no one spoke English, I was lost. Like I didn't know who could help me, especially in situations where I'm in the subway. I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. I'm scared, and so that kind of thing could have been avoided if I, maybe started some Chinese lessons earlier. Or, there's so many free apps that are out there where you can start to learn, day-to-day Chinese. There's also different groups that you can ask information about. South Africans living abroad, Americans living abroad, Canadians living abroad. There's so many groups on Facebook. There's so many resources that I didn't utilize in the beginning. And I think if I did, my experience in my first year would have been amazing, or rather would have been more amazing, because at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Everything that I've gone through has prepared me and made me the person that I am today. Now I'm a super proactive person. I take the steps to make sure that I know what I'm getting myself into. But, if someone else can avoid having to go through what I did, I will happily share that information. Another point that I want to mention about research to do prior to your coming to whatever country that you're going to, definitely ask the company that you're going to be going to join about life as an expat in that country. I think it's so important to ask direct questions. Don't sugarcoat anything, like especially if you are a woman or black or not married, no children, or if you have a family, or if you are a man who's this, like whatever it is, like you ask the question that you want to ask, and you don't get scared. Like ask them, because they will sugarcoat everything. They are trying to get you out here, so they're gonna be like, come, it's fabulous, blah, 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 blah. But ask the questions that you want to know, all the stuff that you are concerned about. Ask that stuff, guys, because if you hold back, you will get the shock of your life when you arrive. Mistake number 4 was that I told too many people that I was moving abroad. Okay, this mistake is huge, because I mentioned it so many times in all my videos, to move in silence. But more than that, it protects your journey. It protects like the any hurdles that you go through. You don't have to justify it and explain to 10 people why this is delayed, kind of thing. And I just remember thinking when I was here and I went home to visit the first time, everywhere I went, like people that I didn't even have in my phone book knew that I was in China, and like, in China, like people knew my business, and that was my fault. I told too many people. People talk, people ask each other, and then they tell them their whole life story when you ask someone to not tell people. So it's just like, my advice, or rather the mistake that I made, was that I told too many people, especially in the initial stages. Rather wait when you have things that are set in stone. Announce results, do not announce plans, period. Mistake number 5 was that I put all my eggs into one basket. And when I say put all my eggs into one basket, I'm talking about the company that I applied for. I'm talking about the companies that I applied for. I'm talking about the interviews that I did. I'm talking about the recruiters that I used, in terms of, not the recruiters, but the agents that I used to help me with my documentation. So what I'm talking to here is basically the whole process to coming here. I literally had only one option for each thing. I didn't do research in terms of finding what other companies are out there in China to teach abroad, what other institutions, what other types of schools are out here, what other agents can I get to help me authenticate my documents and get my visa going. Like everything was just like, whenever I found someone, I trusted them and I went with it, which was fine. Everything worked out well, except that situation with English First. But I would say that firstly, I wish I would have kind of done more research about other schools, learned more about the types of institutions I can work for here in China. That could have given me more information about different packages. What money can I get? What are the different packages? What are the offers? Also, if I'd done a little bit more research about agents and different ways that I can do that, it could have saved me a lot of time from running up and down Durban trying to get things authenticated, going to Joburg, all of that. There are people out there who do that. So all of that information I learned later on, but it's something that could have saved me a lot of time and money. Okay guys, so those are the top mistakes that I made when I was planning to move abroad. It's 5 steps or 5 mistakes that I made that I've learned a lot from, and I hope someone out there can learn from it and not make the same mistakes that I made. Definitely do your research, apply to more than one school, make sure you have savings, and also the last one is to move in silence and make sure that you keep your close-knit family in the know about what's happening and don't let everybody know. All the best if you're trying to come to China or anywhere else in the world with your journey. Leave a comment to let us know where you are, how far, and also leave a comment if you are abroad and you are been working abroad for a long time. Share a mistake that you made. So maybe someone else can learn in the comment section, and definitely let us know how you overcame that mistake and what you learned from it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, clicking that subscribe button, liking, sharing, commenting, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.